Welcome everyone to this new Ringover webinar. Today we're going to talk about Empower, which is our AI tool. My name is Marcos. I am part of the product advocacy team here at Ringover, and I am joined today by Santiago, who's going to be answering all of your questions on the questions tab. So feel free to ask any questions that you have during the webinar. Santiago is going to answer them. And also by the end of my presentation, we're going to have a questions and answers session. Um, so yeah, let's start today's webinar. So what is Empower? Empower is our AI tool. So Empower will allow you to have access to a post-call analysis. So the AI will analyze your call and will generate summaries, transcriptions, call evaluations, workflows. So based on your calls, you're going to have access to all of these data that will be generated by the AI. So these are a few features they're going to have access to by purchasing Empower. So you're going to have a custom call summary that you can customize so it will look like what you want to. You also have access to automatic tags. So you know when you use Ringover, you need to manually add a tag to a call. With Empower, you don't need to do that because the tags will be assigned to the call automatically based on the keywords they're going to assign to the tag. You're going to also have access to a meeting assistant. So an assistant that will join all of your meetings and will take notes, also generate summaries and transcriptions. You will also have access to the Ask Empower. So it's basically a chat with the AI. So as you know, Chat GPT or Gemini, I don't know which AI to use. It's basically the same principle, but in this case, you're going to have access to all of your data already. So the AI will be able to give you answers with much more insight and much more customizable answers. You're going to also have access to Pitch Room, which is our AI agents that will help you to train. So you can make test phone calls with the AI, and the AI will talk to you, have a conversation, so you can be prepared to talk to clients. Maybe if it's a new hire, you can also train them by assigning them an AI agent. So we're going to see all of these features during the demo, right? We also have the call evaluation. So you can also customize a call evaluation. So all of your calls, all of your agents' calls will be evaluated by the AI. So you're going to have a score from 1 to 5. And then you're going to have also coaching advices and also an analysis of what the agent did good and what are the areas for improvement. So all of these features are available with Empower. So why use Empower? If you're a sales, so Empower can help you to improve lead tracking. So you can keep track of your leads. You can ask questions on Empower about your leads as well to maximize conversions. You can also have more clear communications to build trust with your clients. You can also optimize your note taking. So all of the notes that you need to take every time you have an interaction with the clients, they will be automatic, and you can have more reliability with your data. When it comes to support, so if you're in a support team, you can standardize your service, so your customer service. You can also have a better training, so of your new hires, and you can, of course, monitor your agents' performance with a call evaluation, and also follow the analytics on the performance of your agents. Also, if you're in a headhunter, if you're in HR, you can, using Empower, verify the candidate's information. You can also verify technical topics. So let's say during an interview, the candidate is talking about a technical topic that the HR is not familiar with. They can use the AI afterwards to check those informations and to check if those technical skills and knowledge are really up to date. So it can also help you to prepare questions. So based on your past calls, the AI will help you to prepare for your next calls. So you have better questions. You are more prepared to talk to your next candidates. So Empower, just like Ringover, will be integrated with your external tools. So either if you're using HubSpot, Bullhorn, any external CRM that you use, Empower will be integrated with. So you're going to receive the summary and the transcription of the calls will be shared with your CRM. So we have an integration with the CRM. Okay, so let's take a look at the demonstration of Empower. Can you share my screen? Okay. So this is Empower. It looks like Ringover. It looks like the call logs that you can have access to when you use the user interface in Ringover. So you're familiar with. You're going to find your call logs here, so your most recent calls, and with Empower, all of your calls from Ringover, they automatically appear here. So as long as you are recording, so you need to record your Ringover calls. As long as you are recording your calls, they will appear here in this view. And you can also, so you're going to have access to your Ringover calls automatically, but you can also manually add a new call. So it can be a file, so it can be an MP3 or an MP4 if it's a video meeting. It can be also a meeting that you're having. So you're going to add the meeting assistant right now. So let's say you're going to have a meeting in 10 minutes. You just choose this option, and then the meeting assistant will join your meeting. And then, of course, you need to also record the conversation, and the meeting assistant will produce the analysis. And you can also, of course, start recording right now. And then, for instance, everything that I'm saying here right now will be recorded by Empower. So you have also these three options. And of course, if you have a Ringover account, all of your calls will automatically be shared with Empower. We also have video meetings. So if you have an integration with Google Meet or Teams, your calls will appear here. And you have the pitch room logs. So the pitch room, once again, is our voice AI agent that will help you to train, to prepare for to have conversations with a real human. So with pitch room, you're going to have conversations with the AI, so an AI agent, in order to train yourself to have better conversations with your human contacts. So these are the pitch room calls that I made. So let's go back here. Let me just show you. You also have access to filters. So you can filter by user, by groups, audio type. We're not going to see all of the filters, but these are the filters that you have access to. You can also save filters if you want. So you can save a preset filter. And of course, in my case, I'm a manager, so I have access to all of the users. If a simple user, so a basic user, is using Empower, of course, they're not going to have access to the whole list of users. They're going to have access to either their group or only their own user. So it's limited to the access that the person will have. So in my case, I'm filtering by my user and also put a filter of the last 3 months. So this is why I'm only seeing my calls. And if I take a look here, I'm going to see, so the agent, the contact, the duration of the call, the call scoring, the moments, which are the automatic tags. And if I choose, for instance, this tag, this call right here, I'm sorry, by clicking on the call, you're going to arrive in the studio. So the studio is where the Empower tool will make the analysis. So you're going to have the overview. So once again, you have the contact, the agent, the call scoring. So you have the analysis right here. If you click here, you're going to have access to the analysis. So what did the agent do well? What did the agent do uh, poorly? So you can, if I go back here to the overview, just click here, the analysis, and you're going to see the full analysis. Other than that, you have this score right here. So this call is a 4 out of 5. And of course, as a manager, as an admin, I can modify the score. So if I don't agree with the AI in this case, I think that this was a bad call actually. So I'm going to switch to 2 stars. And as you can see here, I have an information telling me that someone modified the call scoring. If you leave the AI score, you're not going to see this information because no one modified it. But if someone modifies the call scoring, then you're going to see who changed the call scoring. Of course, a basic user is not able to do that. It's only the admin. You also have the call mood, so pay attention to that because the call mood is actually based on keywords. So it's not based on like irony or tone of voice. It's really based on keywords. So you need to pay attention to that. But in this case, it was a positive calls based on the keywords that the agent was using. Here you have the automatic moments, so the automatic tags. If I take a look here, for instance, you can see here which keywords trigger this automatic tag. So in this case, it was the word and in French. In this case, it was the word billing. So because during the call, I said the word billing, this automatic tag was triggered. And if I click here, I am taking to the actual moment in the conversation where the word billing was used. So I can also switch to English right here. And you can see the full transcription of the call right here. You're going to see some informations that will be highlighted, such as first names, locations. So this will help you to identify key informations in the transcription. Let me go back here. So this is the automatic tag. Of course, I can also add new tags if I want to. You also have access to the Ringover tags. So there's a distinction here. These are the automatic tags. So they belong to Empower. These are the Ringover tags. So they are manual, and you need to manually assign the tags. And they belong to the Ringover user interface. But you can also have access to them here. So this is the summary. The summary is customizable, so it can look like what you want it to look like. I can also maybe switch to English here. So as you can see, this is how my summary looks like because this is the summary that I asked the AI to provide. But if I change here, if I choose another summary, let's say this one. So it's going to generate a new summary and it's going to look different. It's going to be another summary style. I'm going to show you afterwards how to customize the summary. But in this case, this is the summary that I have access to. Let's just scroll down a bit while it's loading. So we're going to have also actions that you can take regarding this call, the topics of the conversation, the post-call analysis, which are some elements that you need to have access to after each call. So for instance, key questions, what were the key questions for this call? What was the attitude of the agent? So in this case, it was positive. What is the candidate qualification? If there's no information, well, the AI will not be able to provide. But if there is any information regarding this element in the call, the AI will tell you everything about it. So as you can see, my summary changed. It's a different summary style because I'm using a different summary style. So you can change summary styles here. And you can also modify the text. So by clicking here, if it's a default language, so let me just go back to French maybe. So now I can click here and I can change the summary style. and then you can save it, of course. And this summary, so this information here, will be shared with your CRM. You have access to the call recording right here. You have the participants, the transcription, of course, and you can create a snippet. Let's say you're a manager and your agent just had a call. It was a very good call and you want to show it to everyone else during trainings. You can create a snippet. So by creating a snippet, you're going to choose a specific moment in the conversation to highlight, and then you can just create your snippet number 2, and then you can save it. And you can add it to a library or not. If I click here, I have access to my snippet. So as you can see, it only lasts for 30 seconds because it's a snippet of the whole conversation. And I can show this to my agents in order to give an example of a good call to train them for onboarding, for instance, for trainings, basically. And let me just show you, you can add a flag to your call. So a flag is basically a visual notification. So it's supposed to tell you, if it's a green flag, it's supposed to tell you, well, maybe you had you won a deal. Or if it's a red flag, maybe it's a client that is leaving the company. It's up to you to give a name to the flag and to help you to organize your calls and to have just a visual notification. You have the history of the contact, of the interactions that you had with this contact. You can leave a comment, and you can also share this call, even with someone that don't have a Ringover account. In this case, if I create a public link, so it can be either by email or you can generate a public link. And if I choose the advanced settings, you can choose what you are going to share. So I'm just going to share the summary, the call scoring, and the transcript. So I can copy this link. And even if I go to a private browser, so let me show you. In this case, I'm in a private browser, and as you can see, I have access to some information from that call, but not everything. And as you can see, well, I don't have any access in the Empower account. I only have access to this view because this is what the person shared with me. Let me just share my screen again. Okay, so let me go back here. Now, let me just show you a very powerful tool that you're going to have access to also. So you don't need to actually be in the studio. You can be in the call logs as well. You're going to have access to this icon right here. You can drag and drop it through the whole screen. And if you click here, you're going to open a chat. So you can also click here to open the full view. And you can really ask anything to the AI. So those who are used to use the AI, you recognize the interface. So it's basically a chat with the AI. But in this case, the added value is that the AI knows you like no one else because the AI is listening to all of your conversations. All of your recordings in Power have access to them. So you can really ask anything about your interactions with your clients, and the AI will be able to give you a proper answer. So you don't need to actually extract your data and share it with an external AI because in this case, well, everything is already in the Ringover database. Everything's already in a safe space. So you can ask anything about your interactions and the AI will answer you. So for instance, you can use the @ symbol. So by using this symbol right here, I can filter. So you can, for instance, choose an agent. So I'm going to choose this agent right here. And then you can ask anything. It's going to think for a while. It's going to analyze your call recordings. And then it's going to give you an answer. Of course, this is a test account, so if Empower doesn't have access to your data, it's not going to be able to give you an answer. But in your actual account, well, you're going to have call recordings, so the AI will be able to give you some insights. But here, let me just show you. You can filter by agent. You can also filter by contact. So contact will be your external clients. Account will be any business account that you have. A specific call as well. A group of users. A flag. Also call tags and moments. So maybe if I don't filter, let's try this. So once again, this is a test account, so maybe we don't have enough data for the AI to look into. But in this case, I'm not filtering, so it's looking into the whole company's test account to find the answer. So in this case, it was able to find some data. We're going to have here the date, the agent, the duration, the scoring, what was the call about. You're also going to have access to the call link. So if you want to check the call, you can click here. You can also check some boxes for your next request. So you can filter by those calls. And of course, Empower will also give you some suggestions for your next requests. So for instance, you can ask them to analyze the calls, see the topics for the last 7 days, and you can also give a feedback to the team. So if it was a good answer, use this icon right here. If it was a bad answer, you can use the thumbs down. So this is Ask Empower, which you can have access by clicking here, basically. So this was the studio. So this is where you're going to find your call analysis. Now let's take a look at some of the other features that we're going to have in Empower. So you have the analytics. So in this case, we're not talking about volume analytics, right? In the Ringover dashboard, you have access to the volume analytics. So how many calls you did, how many missed calls, and then you have some insights. In this case here, the analytics are basically a performance analytics. So we're going to have access to the analytics concerning the talk ratio, the monologue average, the speech rate, the interruptions average, the call scoring as well. So what are the average for the evaluations of your users, agents calls, and also the mood. So pay attention because moods are actually generated based on keywords. You also have the moments analytics. So if I check here, I have some details, who's using this specific moment and for which calls. You also have the leaderboard, which is a ranking of all of your users in the list view. You also have the tree map, which is basically another way to filter your calls, but more in a visual way. And then you have the pitch room analytics as well. In my case, I haven't had any pitch room calls. Um, so this is the analytics, which you can also export. So by clicking here, you can export the analytics basically. You also have the library. So this is just to help you to organize your teams. You can create a folder, and then you can create a folder within a folder, and then a folder within a folder. If you use any Drive cloud tool, you're used to it. So just click here to add a folder, give it a name, and then inside the folder, you can add your calls, and then you can also create new folders inside it. Let's take a look at the pitch room. So the pitch room is the AI agent that will help you to train yourself for your next calls. So this is the list of all of my AI agents that I can use to make a training call. So for instance, if I start a call right here, I can choose English, and then you can have a conversation with the AI agent. Hello. So when you are in this view, you're going to have a conversation with this AI agent. It's a bit confused because I'm talking at the same time, so I'm just going to end the call. Um, and if you want to create a new AI agent, just basically click here, and then you can create with a template or from scratch. And if you create from scratch, basically choose a photo, a name, and then you can create the agent that you want. So it can be a more demanding client, or it can be a nice client just for a first call. And then you can also specify which questions the AI agent needs to ask your agents. So you can play with it. You can create as many AI agents as you want, and then ask your employees to train themselves, or even yourself, if you want to train yourself on a specific AI persona to have a call with the next client. You can also, so let's say you had a difficult client today, so you had a call that had very much details about what can go wrong when you're talking to a client. You can come here to the studio, you can click here, and you can create a persona based on this call. So let's say you had a very demanding client, he was asking a lot of questions, a lot of objections, and you did a good job discussing with them, talking to them. You can use that call to create an AI agent. So by clicking here. So this is the pitch room. Let's see the meeting assistant. So the meeting assistant will automatically join your meetings if you have an integration with Google Meet or with Teams. So if I go to the settings, this is how I integrate with Google Meet. So I just need to click here, and then you have all of the settings that you can generate for your AI assistant. So once you have the integration, and you come here, you can choose which meetings the AI agent will be assisting to. So if I click here, it will join this meeting. If I click here, it will join this meeting. So it's up for you to choose, also have access to your past meetings. And of course, if you want to add a meeting, add the AI agent to a meeting manually, you can click here, and then you can basically copy paste the link, and the AI agent will join your meeting. You can change the message, you can change the AI agent name as well, and the meeting name. So once again, if you click here, settings, and then you can do the integration with Google Meet or with Teams. You can also change your bot's names, for instance, Carlos bot. Okay, so this is the meeting assistant, and we're gonna have here the license management. This is for the admin, this is for the manager. If you're a basic user, basically you're gonna have access to Empower. If you're the admin, then you need to give access to Empower to your users. So all of your Ringover users, they will appear here automatically. You just need to assign a license to them. So if you have a free Empower license, and you have, for instance, I have this user right here, Alicia. She doesn't have an Empower license. I can click here and assign a license to her. She's not going to be a user. She's going to be a supervisor. I can change it. Actually, she's going to be an admin. I can also change it. And well, she's leaving the company. So I can uh, remove the license from this person to assign it to a new user. So in the license screen, this is where you're going to manage your licenses. let's see the settings. So we're gonna go over the whole settings because there's a lot of personal options they're gonna have, such as the dark mode, the language as well. So we're not gonna see all of that, but it's very interesting. Once again, if you're a manager, to check the company settings. So you can, for instance, ignore all of the calls that last for less than 60 seconds. So, for instance, if a call is not longer than 1 minute, then I don't consider it as a real conversation. So I don't want Empower to make an analysis of that call. Also, you can restrict the AI from analyzing calls based on the tags. So based on the tags from Ringover, you can specify which calls will be analyzed or not by Empower. You can also allow the CRM synchronization. This is for, once again, for the managers. And you also have the AI customization. This is where the magic will happen. This is where you customize your tool. So this is where you customize your summary. For instance, if I click here, I can generate a new summary style. I can give it a name, and then I can use my prompt. So I want a short summary with bullet points, and I want this information. So name, age, city, desired salary. So, and I can also add the ask the AI to enhance my prompt. And then you can save your prompt and start using it. Let me just check an example of a prompt right here. For instance, this one. If you want to test your prompt to see how it's going to look like, you can click here, and then you can generate a preview of what your summary will look like. So this is how you customize your summary. This is how you create different summaries for your business. Also, this is where we're going to create a new scoring card. So just click here, and then you can fill in all of the information. So this is your prompt. Let me just show you a scoring card that exists already. So this is how my prompt look like. This is how we advise you to generate your prompt. So you have here a question. You tell the AI, so you're going to have an answer. I need you to add a score to that answer. These are my remarks. So this is a good answer. This is not a good answer. This is a comment. And then the AI will give you an overall score from 1 to 5. You can also add some extra information, such as the objection, the script adherence. So as you can see here, I have a script. If my agent's call is according to the script, then my agent's going to have a good evaluation. If it's not close to this script right here, my agent's not going to have a good evaluation. So this is how the evaluation works. We're not going to show you all of the hints to create a summary style and a call scoring evaluation because we already have a webinar on that. So I'm going to tell you to check our super page, and then you're going to find this webinar right here, Customized Empower. So in this webinar right here, you're going to have all of the tips to create a summary style and a scoring card. Now let's take a look at the post-call analysis. So the post-call analysis, it's basically any element that you need to have ready for you to use after each call. Let's say after each call, you need to know the city of the candidate, and you need to have that information right away for you, ready to use. So maybe you should create a post-call analysis tab for the city. And let me just show you where you're going to find it. So if I open any call right here, this is where you're going to find the post-call analysis elements. So the post-call analysis is any element that you need to have access to easily and after each call. You also have the moments, which are the automatic tags. Let me just show you something, because the moment, they will be triggered by keywords. So for instance, this one, training. I have all of these keywords in French. I can add it. I can also add some new keywords. Let's say keywords in English this time. So I'm gonna ask the AI to generate some keywords for me. I'm gonna choose the keywords that appear as appropriate. I'm gonna add it to the moment. So that means that every time I have a call, and during that call, I say training session or I say workshop, this will trigger the moment training, and then this tag will be assigned to the call. This is how moments work. But you need to choose if we're listening to the agent or the client or both. If I choose contact, this means that if the contact says the word training, then the tag will be triggered. If I choose agent, if the agent says the word training or formation, then this tag will be triggered. If I choose both, then it doesn't matter. If any of the people that are in the conversation say the word, one of the keywords, this will trigger the moment. So this is how moments work. You need to choose who we're listening to, and also you need to assign the users, of course. You need to assign which users will be using this automatic tag. Let's just move on to some other useful tools. So we're going to have flags. So as I told you, the flags are visual notifications. So it's up for you to choose what are the code colors, what does green mean, what does red mean. It's up for you to choose to customize the flags. The Ask Empower. So we saw how Ask Empower work, and this is basically a template of prompts that you can use when you are asking questions to Ask Empower. So if I check here, I have my list of templates right here that I can use. So these are basically prompts that are ready for me to use, and you can create them right here. You can custom the filler words as well as the negative words, as well as the custom vocabulary. All of these tabs right here will help the AI to better understand the conversations. So if there's any like filler of words or hesitations, language tics that will appear during the conversation, you can list them here so that the AI will be able to recognize them, and then it will get better at transcribing your conversations. Negative words, you also have the custom vocabulary, so HubSpot, Slack, WhatsApp, Ringover. I'm just telling them this is a brand. This is not an actual word, like this is a brand. You should pay attention to that. Finally, just so we can finish our webinar, I'm going to show you a little bit of the workflows. So workflows are very powerful. Workflows will help you to make your tool completely automatic. So if I click here, I can create a new workflow. You're going to have a trigger and an action. If you're not used to how workflows work, basically, you're going to set up conditions, and every time this condition is met, your workflow will trigger an action. So if my condition is blue, every time something turns blue, this will trigger an action. Let's check the triggers that we have here. So call scoring. Every time I have call scoring of 2, This should trigger my workflow and something should happen. As a manager, I want to receive a Slack every time I have a call of to evaluation. Or it could also be keywords. Every time I have a call with, I don't know, the word anxiety. Every time the word anxiety appears in a call, I want to receive a Slack message, or this call should have a red flag because, well, the client's talking about anxiety. And I can also add two actions. So it can be change the summary style. So every time the word anxiety appears, my summary style will be changed to let me know that, well, this is maybe a problematic call. So I'm going to use an appropriate summary style for this call. So this is how workflows will function. So you basically set up a condition. So you have the list of the conditions right here. And you also have a completely customizable condition. So you can say every time the call is from a US number, every time the call is from a US number, I am going to send this call to a specific folder. So I'm going to add it to the US folder, for instance. So this is how you will take advantage of the workflow. And of course, as you can have multiple summary styles and multiple call scoring, if you want to assign a specific summary style or a specific call scoring according to the topic of the conversation, according to the agent, for instance. So let's say if it's a call from Alicia, I want all of Alicia's call to have a specific summary style. And I want all of this user right here. So I'm going to use this user right here. So Alicia, and this user right here, it's going to use a different evaluation. So this is how you make Empower very customizable, very automated, so ready for you to use. So you don't need to think twice. You don't need to do manual actions because the tool will do everything for you. Let me just share a few links with you. So if you have any questions, this is your moment. Feel free to ask any questions. And while you are thinking, I'm going to share with you the links to our platforms. So there you go. You have our Ringover Academy platform. Let me just share a second link with you. And a link to our super page as well. And a little satisfaction survey that you can answer right after the webinar. So if you don't have any questions, Thank you for coming. Thank you for participating. I can see that Carolina was asking if you're going to receive a replay, so a recording of the webinar. So yes, you're going to receive a recording of the webinar by email. So after the webinar. So thank you for coming. Thank you for participating. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next webinar. Thank you. Bye.